The minor inconveniences and trials we may face among our peers are only the beginning of our preparation to face and endure much greater conflicts as we grow in our faith and strength in the Lord. We cannot allow the adversary to bring us to a standstill before God has had a chance to use us to reveal His perfect power to those around us. We must seek our strength in the one who will provide us with all that we need to defeat any foe. God will listen to our cries for help, but we must live our lives focused on Him and on His perfect will. Our lives must be wholly dedicated to God and His will if we hope to find Him faithful to hear us in our times of distress. He will help us when we fall, but He expects us to grow by the experience and draw nearer to Him in the process. God has a plan for each of us. It's up to us to trust in Him that He will see us to the end, if we only submit ourselves to Him and obey His directions at every opportunity. It's not God's will that any should perish. So why allow ourselves to opt out of His will because we face an unexpected difficulty? The simple trials which we may face might seem impossible, but consider the trials which God has already seen us through in our past, some of which were far more difficult to bear. Yet here we are today, still seeking His perfect will. The tribulation that we are destined to face will be difficult to bear. But if we remember that God has an expected end to give us, it will help us to encourage us to press forward. Not only will we receive our reward at the end of the way, but we will help to lead others to that same reward by our faithful obedience. God is doing His best to prepare us for the trials and the temptations which He knows await us. We cannot hope to overcome the impossible later if we refuse to stand up to slight difficulties now. Look at the lives of each of those faithful followers of God in the Bible. When we dig deep enough, we find that it was by the trials which they faced early in life that God prepared them to resist the most dreadful opposition that the enemy could muster. There was no trial too difficult for them to endure. Knowing that God had seen them through the adversities of their past, He would also keep them to the end if they would continue to put all of their faith in Him. God has not changed. He is just as willing to prepare us today as He was to prepare those Bible heroes of old. We only have to look to Him when the road gets rough and know that He will see us through any obstacle which we must experience in order to reveal His glory to those around us through our obedience to Him.